So what's there to say about the real grade Zeta that hasn't already been said? I'm fairly certain that this kit is responsible for the moniker Real Grenade. But honestly, I really like the design. I think it looks fantastic. It's the best looking version of the Zeta that we have so far. And this is my second real grade Zeta, so I knew what I was getting into when I built this one again. My first Zeta actually came from Justini's builds. Back when he was, first starting off, he got sick of the kit and just decided to send it to me. And I got the kit, and it was mostly built. There's some broken parts that I had to replace, but I mean, generally it was pretty together. And it wasn't a great build, I'm not going to lie, but I liked the end results. But I've always kind of wanted to have a Zeta that looked like the Zeta from the show. I built that first Zeta like Amuro's white unicorn version of the Zeta with the gray and the pink. And then, I don't even remember how this kit fell into my lap. I think I actually traded another real grade kit for this one. And I remember that what I think started the build is I actually got my hands on a set of the real grade decals for the Zeta, which had been out of print for a while, and then Bandai did another run, and I wound up with a set, so I could, basically that's kind of what decides what kits I'm going to work on, is whether decals are available or not, because I like my kits decaled, and I'm not going to use stickers, I want water slides, so that's kind of how this started. And for this build, I just decided I wanted a really clean representation of the Zeta. I wanted it basically to look how the RG Zeta was designed, with all the color separations, with the almost exact decal scheme. I made a slight change in there to kind of reference my earlier build with the GP01, and just keep it clean. I really didn't do anything remarkable with this kit. There was a fair bit of hand brushing for a lot of the indents, for example on the nose cone with the yellow, for some of the gray indents on the legs. All that stuff's just painted with Vallejo and then cleaned up after the fact with some paper towel and I think lighter fluid. The Vallejo isn't very robust, so it's pretty easy to remove the excess when you need to. And, all in, I'm very satisfied with the way the kit looks. I'd have a tough time recommending the RG Zeta to anyone who isn't already kind of experienced in the hobby. It may not be the worst RG anymore. I think the RG Sinanju was probably a bigger disappointment overall. But it's a tough kit to like, and I mean, it has a reputation for a reason. So if you're on the fence about this one, and maybe you're a newer model, I'd say, hold off, build the newer high grade, the evolution version of the Zeta, and then come back to this kit when you're a little more experienced. If you're an experienced modeler, though, it's not a bad build. Just be careful with it. It's delicate in parts. The transformation really takes a lot out of the build in terms of stability and posability. But I mean, otherwise, it's a fine design, and I'd be happy to get my hands on maybe some other variants of the kit if I could track them down. So thank you very much for making it to the end of this video. If you haven't already, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Thanks, and take care of yourself.